contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Washington, D.C., weighing 236 pounds, Alex Riley.
A-Rye coming to the ring and has been looking forward to getting back in the ring ever since 2 weeks ago right here on NXT in the tag team tournament match. Awasi tapped out, remember William, Cassius Soto, and then adding insult to injury, Corey Graves applying that vicious submission hold, adding insult to injury to insult, William. Plenty of motivation tonight for A-Rye.
And his opponent from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 208 pounds, Corey Graves.
The resident bad boy, William, coming to the ring.
He's
with
complex. What more do you want out of a superstar? I love Corey Graves. Just there's the air of menace when he walks into the NXT arena.
Corey Graves put it simply. He said Alex Riley was the kind of guy who played football in high school while I was making out with his girlfriend underneath the bleachers.
Probably
That
got a
sums
name
it up.
tattooed on his armpit somewhere.
We know he has stay down on his knuckles. It's been a controversial start already on NXT. Summer Rae and Paige had to be separated. Yeah, there was a lot of action. We're going to try and get you an update on that.
What, when you look in the eyes of that Paige, you wouldn't want to come home $5 short on your paycheck to her, would you? Oh, goodness
Not
gracious
at
me.
all. And of course, we're leading up to the big historic event in our main event. It will be for the first ever NXT Tag Team Title Tournament. The Wyatt family against Neville and Gray. The anticipation building. And we've got a good one here. Talk to us about these two and this matchup, William, tactically.
Alex Riley's, sometimes you've got to hold your emotions. Alex Riley's coming out all fired up. He's mad at what Corey Graves did. He wants that retribution, but is it always the smart thing to do? No, because you can make mistakes when you're angry.
Ooh. Riley. The athletic ability of Riley never in question. A five-tool competitor who has the athletic advantage. How does Graves withstand the onslaught?
Corey Graves is cunning. He's very wily for his years, and he'll use any opportunity that he's given. If it's a split second, he will take advantage of it and make it work for him. That's the kind of person that he is.
Corey Graves is pleading for mercy and looking for a handshake, William. No, he's not. Ooh. Beautiful drop kick there by A-Rye and in for the win. No. The offense has been controlled to this point by Alex Riley. Mr. Regal, what can Corey Graves do to get going?
Sometimes a good kick in the face works wonders, Tony.
Followed up with a kick in the knee.
Kick in the knee, exactly. This is where Corey Graves becomes ferocious. He's like a wild animal that he'll just attack and pull apart, and that's what he does best.
We're seeing Graves assert himself and gain control here, working on the face of Alex Riley.
For the people at home, the bone in the forearm, when it's rubbed against the cheekbone or the nose, it's incredibly painful.
Graves brimming with confidence coming into this matchup, coming off a semi-final appearance at the NXT Royal Rumble tournament.
Did you see the way that Corey Graves was pulling on Alex Riley's cheeks there? Normal people don't do that.
William, I just got big news. Ooh. Summer Rae and Paige will meet in a match tonight next. Wonderful. So all that animosity will be spent in the ring. The commissioner, Dusty Rhodes, has set up a much anticipated matchup between those two as Graves goes in for the cover. Riley out at 2. Corey Graves, I mentioned the Royal Rumble. That tournament was won by Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas went on to distinguish himself in the Royal Rumble match.
It's not always about strength and muscles in this industry. It's about leverage, and there you can see a beautifully applied Quarter Nelson with an arm hooked. In England, we call that the gator hold. Very, very useful hold. You push the head forward and pull on the chin, and it makes it incredibly uncomfortable for your opponent.
Riley, clearly uncomfortable. How does he get out of it, William?
He gets out by trying to get that hand off his chin. That's the first thing he needs to do. He needs to use his legs as well. He's not using his legs to the full advantage here to try and push up. He pushed himself up onto his knees now and pulled that hand away. He'd have a chance.
Riley battling back. Riley to his feet. Clubbing blows to the back by Corey Graves.
I love Corey Graves.
You heard him shout, "Stay down." That's what's tattooed on his knuckles. Graves has more tattoos than he can count. Hey, look at Alex Riley. What a reversal.
You can never count Alex Riley out because he has just that explosiveness about him. You have to watch him. He's very resilient.
Oh, Corey Graves, though, powered down to the mat. Riley for the cover. The spine buster didn't get it, but what a powerful move by Riley. A concise resume of his athletic ability.
The wiliness of Corey Graves, just the way he was able to turn that shoulder to stop himself getting pinned there.
Riley soaring in with the elbow. Ooh. Wow. The chop block to the left knee of Riley. And now, Graves locking in the submission maneuver. So dangerous in these scenarios. Riley in deep trouble. It's over.
Here is your winner, Corey Graves.
Graves refusing to break the hold even after the match was done. Sinister glare from Corey Graves. What was that move, William?
Well, Corey Graves hasn't told me what it's called, but it's like the English band, The Clash. It's the only thing that matters. He's winning with it, and that's all that matters, really, isn't it?
And that was a chop block to remember. And here, the end.
Here is your winner, Corey Graves.
A sinister glare from Corey Graves, who absolutely punished Alex Riley. The sinister glare, the dark, peering eyes of Corey Graves. A victory as Graves continues his onslaught against the NXT roster.